Hello and welcome back to Better Than Adventure. Last time, I was building this and today we're still doing it. Yeah, I mentioned earlier a story at the end about antiviruses and I want to continue. Basically, how it all started is that people... I should probably return to that part of the story, but basically the idea was... I feel like a lot of AI tools are going to kind of not actually... Well, there's gonna be, like, an economic implosion once, like, all the big AI companies are discovered to not actually, like, be making any money. Because, like, they talk about potential customers, but, like, the issue is that there aren't any real potential customers, because... Like, imagine if Google went premium tomorrow, you had to pay, like, $5 per month to use Google. You know how many people would immediately switch off Google? 99.99% of them. Because, believe it or not, a lot of people who use ChatGPT, or all the other tools, aren't exactly the people who have a lot of money to burn. And even if you may seem to have a bunch of potential customers, you really think the guy who, like... Because let's be real here, a lot of the people who use ChatGPT aren't in the first world, right? And I know some people may not be aware of this, but some guy living in, like, fucking Moldova may use ChatGPT as much as somebody who who lives in a developed country, I don't know, Belgium. But the average Belgian, I think they have more, like, disposable income on stuff than the average Moldovan. Just a theory. I'm pretty sure there's a village in Moldova which gets its money from organ harvesting. But the issue that you run into, I feel, is... Oh my god, things are kicking off already. We already have another wolf up here, and I do not have any bones with me. Damn it. But yeah, we are immediately running into the problems where, like, big companies really want to convince us that, like, AI is here to stay, but I just don't believe them. Because, like, okay, I don't think that, large language models are gonna go away in a, like, strictly literal sense. It's not like tomorrow, like, generative AI is gonna be outlawed. For as nice and beautiful and, like, you know, sunshine and rainbows as that future would be, it ain't happening, I'm sorry. And, because of that, like, what we can look forward to, what I'm looking forward to, is what happens when all the AI companies realize, shit, we can't provide value for the shareholders, actually. We don't have the money. We don't have the customers. All of our users are not buying the premium stuff. They're only free users. I can't wait to see what happens then. Because it will be, like, one of the funniest series of events that we'll probably get to see in a while. And that's not because I want to see, like, you know, AI companies suffer. Just kidding, it is. I want them to feel, you know, because it's a corporation, it's not a person, come on, be real here. But I just wanna watch them whinge and cry and shit their pants. No, our users, our shareholders, our valuation, and watch it all crumble around them. Just as the free and untainted internet has crumbled around us normal people as everything has been sopified, you know? I really want them to sort of, you know, feel the same ruin as we human beings have felt. Can you tell that I'm not a big fan of, like, AI companies? What's funny is it's not like I myself have never tried the tools. It's funny, because the tools themselves aren't actually necessarily, like, from a completely, like, research-oriented standpoint, I understand why some people are like, well, you can't discount them completely. They're, like, right a relatively decent percent of the time. You know? Like, it's not like you'll get a wrong answer every time. But, the issue is, when I'm, like, asking it questions, and it gives me back a half-baked, semi-correct answer, that's like, okay, so it sort of understands, like, well, it does understand, but, like, it can sort of pass things together in a way which do conform to reality somewhat. But that's because I can fact-check it, and I'm asking it things which I know if they're true or not, you know? But if somebody was trying to, God forbid, ask the AI something it doesn't know, or I guess ask the AI something the person doesn't know, they won't be able to check if the AI is giving them back information which is actually correct or not. Because they don't know if the information is correct or not, that's why they're asking it. And I feel like that's sort of like gonna be the AI event horizon, because we're gonna reach it. I mean, we've already reached the point where people are like chat GPTing their YouTube videos and getting stuff horrifically wrong, where like I watch a video and it's like, okay, this video may not be, like, some of them are just written with, you know, ChatGPT. It's like, hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're covering, you know, and it's always in threes. It's not X, it's Y, all the memes, right? But so many people are already definitely trying to use ChatGPT for, like, their research. And it's funny how wrong it'll get a lot of stuff. Like, because I already know so much on something that's really niche, like the Sega Saturn, I remember trying to get it to just spit out some information, purely because I wanted to beg it for some sources if I could find more, like, niche Hitachi documentation for the CPUs, because I wanted to read up about some different models when they were available, those sorts of things. And because Google sucks at giving me back that information, I was thinking, like, okay, maybe it, like, has the links to the documents it like, you know, ripped data from. So I was trying to use it. It didn't even work as a search engine. It was genuinely just anguish and misery trying to get it to give me any useful information, and it didn't even do that. So far, I have a use for AI. I can be like, hello, in a situation between, let's say, Freddy Fazbear and Jeff the Killer have a fight, who wins? And the AI will then tell me, you know, it'll try to do the fight in its, you know, in its words, and it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be Freddy Fazbear, because Jeff is an angsty, stupid teenager with a knife. Freddy Fazbear is a giant metal robot who can bite your head off. And I feel like that's the issue, where it's a fucking toy. AI's use is basically being a toy. There's no use for this thing. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna use it for, like, what? Fucking nothing. You're going to sell a product to people as the AI assistant, where it can't assist you with anything. Because, of course, as we know, it's not AI, is it? It's a stochastic parrot. It doesn't have any ways of actually... It doesn't have ways of understanding. It can mimic understanding, like a parrot. You know, if you train a parrot enough, it may seem like it's doing math. It may even know how to input math into a calculator and read out the results of, you know, what the calculator tells you, because it knows what each letter, what sound each number corresponds to. and then you give it a cracker, but it doesn't actually know what it's doing, you know? It's, sadly for us, there is no actual AI. And every single time people have already automated something, it's not done with a large language model, it's done with a specialized piece of very carefully manually constructed code. And then you have Tesla's full safe driving, which the only thing it's really capable of is fully self-driving you into a wall. And then it turns off like a moment before you crash into the wall or whatever. At least from what I've seen. What's funny, I think, is I remember reading some post that was like, oh yeah, well I've driven the autopilot with the autopilot on for 40,000 miles. And I haven't crashed once. Yeah, because it just matters. It's not like the AI has, like, a guaranteed chance. You know, it's not like the longer you drive with it, the better it becomes at driving. It's not like... How do I explain this? It's not like it's an engine component where, like, okay, the diff hasn't exploded in the first, like, 50k miles, so chances are it's not gonna explode in the next 50k, you know? It's not like that. It's just a matter of time before the self-driving thing gets into an unfamiliar situation, and it drives you right into a freight train. And, oops, you die. Yeah, do not trust the machine, okay? Please. Do not listen to the machine. It's gonna be like the fucking Mimic from FNAF. Specifically the part where this is the only thing I know, where it, like, runs after the car at, like, 90 kilometers per hour. That's, like, that is going to be... That's what I'm imagining the future will be. It's gonna be like iRobot, basically. Except we're gonna be the robots, and it's gonna be, I'm forgetting his... It's gonna be Will Smith, you know? Where he shoots the robots? That's gonna be the robots doing it to us. Except it's not gonna be the robots, it's gonna be the large language model telling people to do that to other people, and the other people are gonna go along with it, because everybody's gonna have their, like, brain fried or something. I don't know. Does it sound like I love AI? Because I sure do. I hate it. I hate... What's funny is... I remember thinking, like, you know, the issue is the cat's kind of out of the bag, in a sense that, what can you even do? You can't, quote-unquote, you know, ban AI. How's that gonna look like? What are you gonna do? You gonna arrest people? You gonna put people in AI jail for using AI? You can't really do that, can you? So the solution to basically all the problems you're having is very simple. Try to educate people out of, like, relying on AI for things they should really not be relying on, you know? Do not listen to it for, like, any kind of advice and, like, legal stuff on any kind of... You know, I think educating people so that it stays as sort of, like, a novelty people may use, but not necessarily rely on anything that is, you know, for anything that's important, is the way forwards. Because, okay, imagine somebody... Because people have believed incorrect information for years and years and... Basically, for all of human history, people have believed really stupid and incorrect things, you know? Everything from believing, like, in geocentrism. I wonder if this is going to get a little warning down there, because, oh, you mentioned it. Fun fact. There are people who still believe that. I don't understand how, but we live in a world where it is profitable to lie to people, and there are no consequences to lying and misleading people for their entire lives. So, I guess that ensures misinformation spreads. So yeah, you have that little problem, but more importantly, you have the problem of what are you going to do about, Okay, I'm gonna plant some birch as well. You run into the other problem, which is like, okay, so what do we do about all the shit that's happening, you know? Because, you know, people have believed incorrect stuff before. It's only that now you have, like, a tool that is being sold to people as, it's like a genius on your phone. you're basically talking to Albert Einstein, you know? It's, I feel like that's a big issue that not enough people talk about. Also, for the next one, I'm just gonna get a bunch of... I'm gonna get a bunch of stone, and I'm immediately gonna start building the, like, big roof thing on the next one, because I think that's gonna be the way forwards. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's really depressing seeing what's happening right now, because I feel like there's nothing you can really do about it except fucking cry, I guess. I don't know. What is there to do? You can watch it all burn, and if you want, you can join in and pour more petrol on the flames. Those are your options, and can't blame anyone for really doing either. Things kind of suck. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, why would you add to the problem? Well, let me tell you about there are these people called accelerationists. They believe in accelerating the freight train so it hits the wall faster. And you know, I can't say the idea that if you get over with it quicker, that maybe it's gonna be less painful, but I don't know, because it does work for, like, vaccinations. If you ever like been if you ever, like, you know, I have to say that because I at some point in time this was just something that was normal, but then lying to people online became profitable, and now measles is back. Yay. But yeah, like, now what happens is, you know, so, like, if you ever, when you get vaccinated, like, when you were a child, right? They were like, okay, now listen, little kiddo, you have to relax your hand. Now it's gonna hurt more if you, like, tense up your hand. And that's what's gonna happen. It is going to hurt more. One moment, please. Sorry, the local ghost opened and closed my door. But yeah, it's gonna be like, sorry, little Timmy, you know, tensing up your arm, so it hurt more. And I feel like in the same sort of way, you sometimes just have to fucking let it happen. It's one of those kind of depressing things, but it's like the idea of, well, sometimes truly, like, there is nothing you can do except, like, put on a pair of, like, welding goggles and stare at the explosion. And it is sort of sad, but, like, you just have to be kind of ready to go in after the explosion and administer first aid, if that, you know, makes sense. You know, panicking about it and dooming about it is not gonna, like, do anything. Because, you know, in this situation, it is literally a meteor, right? Like, you can panic, you can inform people about the meteor, but instead of telling them, hey, you should panic about it, you should probably be like, hey, when the meteor comes, you're gonna want to be, like, someone who's capable of actually helping the people who've been struck by it. God, I wish that piece of land wasn't there. It ruins the entire view. And it would be like a Herculean task to... Would it be a Herculean task to remove this piece of land? Actually. Now that I think about it, it's not that much... It's actually probably a decent chunk smaller than that piece of land over there. So... no, I have to resist the urge. I have a lot of gunpowder. Maybe it could be a thing. Also, the 100th episode is... Oh god, it comes from the fog. The 100th episode is approaching. There's not gonna be anything special in the 100th episode, I'm sorry. I don't think that far ahead. But yeah. Wow, your episodes don't have the best pacing, do they? Shut up. You should be happy that I haven't turned every... we would be at, like, episode 10 billion if I filmed all the mining sessions and all the me digging out large chunks of the terrain sessions. And why not time-lapse it? I don't care. You don't care. Be real with me. Do people that even, like, watch those? Do they care about them? You know how long that's gonna take for me to render in Kden Live? You know how much time it'll take? Yeah, kind of funny story, actually. I've been recently rendering my other stuff. Specifically, I've been doing some more Mario-related stuff. And for once, it was kind of crazy. There have been times where I feel like I need to find games that are, like, as fun. Because back in the day, I was able of, like, recording quite a few episodes at once. And then for a while, I just wasn't able to do that. I don't know why. And then recently, I don't know what changed, but, like, I remember sometimes averaging, like, 6 episodes per day in terms of recording. I don't know, I feel like it's some kind of motivation thing. Because, it's all about, like, your interests and what you're interested in. I remember, like, I feel like me being a Dynasty Warriors player kind of makes stuff hard. I know, because I have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but I would never turn that into, like, a series. Because, first of all, I would have to reset my progress. You can't just start off in, like, whatever chapter. But I feel like the episodes would be significantly cheapened by me not having, like, not only a consistent play schedule, but also, like, you know, okay, in this episode, I'm spending another half an hour grinding these missions to level up, like, some stuff and to get more stuff, because I haven't played these characters at all, and Mipha is overleveled, because I like how spear characters play. You know, it'd just be like, oh yeah, by the way, the previous 7 episodes and the next 4 episodes are also going to be entirely just me, you know, grinding with these 2 characters, because I lost at a mission once, and I decided, no, they have to be overleveled. Do I play video games like a caveman? Yes. I feel honestly like, there was a thing I was thinking about, right? And it's about, like, the difficulty in games and the sort of mindset, right? Because I feel like the worst thing which can happen to you in a game is either feeling like there was nothing I can, you know, the stereotypical Dark Side Phil, there was nothing I could do, guys, or the other stereotypical, like, you know, I did what I could but nothing happened sort of thing. Or I guess, like, you know, you don't want a situation where it feels like either the game has cheated you out of a win, or where you know you can do it, but for some reason the game just feels like it isn't letting you. Because there can be situations where, like, both of those are wrong and stupid, and you're just, like, having a skill issue. You're not really feeling it today, your hands aren't quite, you know, ready for action, and you're just sucking. But because you're mad at the game, it just makes you play even worse. Anyways, yeah, these are the 2 sort of sections. And now comes the difficult part. I'm gonna have to... Shit. Well, why am I even... Okay, now I'll have to just jump off. I need to hunt. Cool, so I'll just do this because I don't want to fucking deal with swimming. I'm just gonna have to go and hunt some fucking skeletons, okay? Diamond sword. Diamond sword. Does this remind you of any song from a guy who may have gone insane? I think it may. I think it reminds me of a guy who sang about the song and then went insane. Make armor with chain links. No, I can only repair it. Damn, I wish the chain link stuff had more defense. Then I would actually have, like, a reason to use it. Anyways, yeah, let's go over to the shore of utter despair, dismay, and sadness. But yeah, the funny thing is with the way I do games like Age of Calamity is I will first... Oh, yeah. For some reason... Yeah, switch it back to this, and because I have to do it at night, boost that brightness, baby, so I can sort of actually see. Oh, I hear a scout? Okay, I see one. Perfect kill. Except I didn't get anything from it. Ow. Yeah, fuck. You're not gonna get me again. Fuck. Oh, God. Oh. Hey, we got something. Okay, bones from me. Come here, buddy. Hi. Hey. Hey. Wait, I have an idea. No, I have an idea, I have an idea. Hit him once. And in between. Yes! Oh, God. Wait a minute. This is gonna be bad. Wait, how do I... I'm gonna have to plug this later. Because you don't want to be someone who doesn't plug their creeper holes. It's, makes for a wretched and hideous-looking landscape, you know? Hey, whatever. Honestly, you know, I feel like people talk about how hard combat in beta is, and I have to agree in the sense that it is a lot more difficult to fight mobs because you can't close the distance. It's also what makes arrows so, like, deceptively strong when you don't have arrows, but kind of mediocre when you do. Because, like, he can shoot me. I have to close the distance. And here as well. Where is he? He's up here somewhere. Left. Straight. Left again. Right. Yeah, here he is. Ow. Would really like to have some more of the chain link, guys. I could use some more fences. I do kind of find it funny how the chain link fence is, you know, an item only, which you can really get from fighting mobs. No trees visible yet. That's a shame. Uh-oh, daytime's coming soon. Oh, but there's a gaggle of skeletons. That's good. Oh, no. There's another creeper. Don't shoot him! Thank you. Causing me enemies to spin. Now we can be shot once. There we go. To not waste any healing, I'll simply get shot again. What else is there? Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Don't shoot the sheep. Oh, no. Oh! Shit. No! That's generally... I don't remember this happening in beta. Is this something they did? Because I feel like it's, I feel like it's very punishing for no reason. Just generally, I feel like the only thing that should be able to, like, trigger block damage is the player. In some way, you know? Well, I guess, like, you know... Shit. No, I feel like the moment the creeper gets shot, they begin to explode. Which really sucks. Yeah. Oh, shit. There are things you can be critical of in Better Than Adventure. I mean, I have my own sets of issues. One of them is that, like, the creepers will just light on fire and explode without actually, you know, without any real player agency. It's just, they have to be shot at by a skeleton, and you don't really have control over that. There's that. Another problem I have is with slimes, where they don't need a light level check to spawn, So even if you have a perfectly lit area in, like, the depths, slimes will still appear and try to kill you. And, I feel like that is very anti-old Minecraft, if that makes sense. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.